Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Thursday, September the 29th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only, the spectacular DFS Queen, Miss Deb Lutz. Deb, how are you with your associate, Mr. Mookie Betts, today?
Good afternoon. I got my lucky bets here.
That's right. Absolutely. And an interesting Thursday appearance for Deb, which is unusual.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm ready to rock it this Thursday. We got a weird slate, and the weirder the better.
Yeah, that's right. We'll take it. No doubt about it. So Crash is off and traveling for a couple of days. So we've got Deb filling in today, and I'll be going solo tomorrow. And we've got Steven tonight for football, Steven again on Saturday for football. So we got all kinds of good stuff coming up this week. So great to have everybody jumping in, and awesome to have you with me on this Thursday. And like you said, Deb, it's a really bizarre slate. I had to look at it when I was making the schedule this morning. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. So here's what we're providing for, because this is what we're offered tonight. Fanduel has a 5-game slate at 740. So that's going to be key. And then DraftKings main slate, if you want to call it that, is not till 9:38. And it's a 4-gamer. So go figure that one. And then just to stir things up even more, Yahoo has a 6-gamer that starts at 6:10. You got all that, Deb?
Oh, we're all over the place tonight.
So I guess the bottom line is we're going to review the 6 games on the slate tonight. And if you're playing Yahoo, DraftKings, or FanDuel, go after it. That's up to you, but we're going to provide for all of them like we normally do. So we're going to go from there, but I'm excited. Coming off last night, absolutely smashed it on FanDuel.
That was awesome. I mean, across the board, every single lineup, several takedowns. I'm impressed. That was a good night for you.
Thank you. And like I told you before we went on, I was laughing because I said, I knew I was going to crush it, because 2 things happened. You took a rare night off, which every time you take a night off, I crush it.
Exactly.
And the second thing was Crash wanted to fade Aaron Judge, and I knew, okay, we're golden. We got this set now. No, Crash is fading Judge. Deb's taking the day off. It's takedown city. So it was awesome.
Well, let's share the love a little bit tonight, Coach. Let's make it 2 nights in a row so I can join in.
I would
as
love that.
Can the rest of our listeners, right?
I hope that I know our members had to smash, because it was the full lineup on FanDuel for the single entry.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that some of our listeners that aren't members, I hope they were able to take some things down as well. But tonight we're going to go after it. We're going to break down these 6 games and figure out what combinations to put together depending on which site you're playing. And again, I know I sound super sick. I don't feel super sick, but I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. But anyway, good afternoon, Nathan Feudy. You take your crown back as first one in chat again. Congratulations. No Rodney Pollard today. What is going on? He's usually neck and neck with Nathan for first one in. So maybe he'll join us as we're going. Mr. Few, David Dulac, Bev, how's everybody doing? I know we've got this little weird time at 3 today. Our normal regular time starts back tomorrow. That's 3:45 p.m. Eastern. Okay, Deb, no horsing around today. Horsing around.
Except for the voice. Except for your voice.
Exactly.
Right?
But I know you've got stuff going this afternoon, and I don't want my voice to give out, because I have to match up with Steven for the football podcast.
You've got football tonight. Exactly. Double dipping.
I got to save something up here for sure. All right. No weather issues. That's a good piece of it. News. Not anything to worry about whatsoever there. So that's tough. Oh my God, too. Let's let's say this at the beginning, prayers are with those folks in Florida. My God, what a storm that is. Holy cow.
Man, it's super
Unbelievable.
bad. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
terrible. So hopefully there's not loss of life, and hopefully, everything rebounds quickly. So prayers definitely with
Yeah,
everybody down there. If we have any members that
100%.
are down there or have anybody that they know down there, just all the best for sure. So, all right.
Yeah.
How you doing, Myron Kid? Great to see you in here. JT, what is up? We'll have people floating in as we go here. So let's start into this 6-game slate with the first one. It is the one that's going to be on Yahoo. It's not going to be on DraftKings and Fanduel. That is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Cleveland Guardians. It's only 57 degrees in Cleveland tonight. Little wind blowing in from right
Gosh.
center at 9 miles an hour. Total's only 6.5, Deb. Not expecting the ball to carry. 3.35 implied for Tampa. 3.15 for the Guardians. Jeffrey Springs against the lefty against Cal Quantrill for the Guardians. So are you going to utilize this game on any of your Yahoo builds?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, it's a low scoring game, so not too excited about the bats here. Springs has been solid, but he's pretty pricey, to be honest, given some of the other pitchers here. So, and Cleveland's always sneaky. I mean, the Cleveland bats have actually been decent against him. So I might be looking at like a one-off of maybe like a Stephen Kwan, but not too much on this game for me.
Okay. And let's do this, since this Yahoo slate has this game in it and the other ones don't. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Yahoo projections for stacks and pitching. This way we can incorporate that into these the early game here as part of that slate. So on let me get to that screen. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so stacks on Yahoo, expected stacks. Angels are number 1, coming in at 16. Crash's Brewers are at 16 as well. The Giants at 15. Dodgers 10. And then it drops off from there. Miami at 8. Texas at 7. Tampa Bay at 6. And it goes down from there. So that's the top stacks for Yahoo. Pitching wise, we've got double chalk as we do on all 3 slates. Shohei is 61, Carlos Rodon 46, Manaea's 23, Springs, as we just mentioned, and why we're bringing it up, is a decent 23% owned projected, and John Gray at 15, everybody else single digits. So Spring, you're not going to get to Springs on Yahoo?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm actually looking at, honestly, slightly cheaper overall on the pitching to try and get to some hitting. I kind of like this Dodgers stack. I think it's pretty low owned. And, the Dodgers, as we know, are, they've been top stacks for a good portion of the year. They have, hit well against, forgetting who's
they're pitching
Manaea.
Yeah.
They've hit well against Manaea, and I like their ownership in this spot. And you do have to pay up for some of their bats, but I'm not sure. I think there's a couple of strategies here, but I have a couple of reasons where I may not go with the top pitchers on this slate.
Interesting, very interesting. I'm looking forward to that take. As far as this first game goes on the Yahoo side, one off here and there for me. I think Franco or Ramirez are 2 targets on the Tampa side, in my opinion. And then on the Guardians side, I'm not going to spend all the way up for Ramirez tonight. I have another plan there for third base. So more than likely just a one-off, but I definitely am not going to be heavy on this game at all, and I'm not going either side on the pitching. Like you say, Springs is good, but Cleveland's tough to strike out, and they do, string a few hits together generally.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
All right, let's go to game 2. It's 7:40 in Milwaukee. Roof should be closed for this one. It is the Miami Marlins at the Milwaukee Brewers. 7.5 total. Lots of low totals tonight. In fact, it's weird. How about the totals tonight in these 6 games?
They're
6.5,
crazy.
7.5, 7, 7, 7.5, and 7. Is that nuts?
It's that cooler fall air coming in.
I don't know if I've ever seen a slate with at least 6 games like this with not even one total at 8 or better. That's unusual.
Crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So the hits are going to be sparse today, it looks like. So every one of them is going to count. In this game, it's Braxton Garrett, the young lefty, against fellow lefty Eric Lauer on the other side for the Brewers. 3.28 implied for the Marlins, 4.22 for the Brewers. Any love in this game?
Not a ton of love in this game. Although I do like Garrett. I think he's a lefty, right? And
Yep.
Brewers aren't very good against the lefties.
Right.
So
That
I
has
do
been a
like
thing
Garrett.
all year. Yep.
It's been a thing. I do like Garrett. I don't have a lot of love for Lauer. He's been kind of all over the place, and I think his last 2 outings, he's only pitched like 2 innings.
Yeah, he's
So
not playable in my opinion, right? The way
yeah,
he's been pitching. Even
you
though the
cannot
Marlins
trust
just
him.
don't hit,
They don't. But you just can't trust him. So probably the only. I'm not looking at bats here again. One of the lower scoring games. But Garrett, I'm going to give a good look to as a. In fact, he is probably. I mean, I've got 2 value pitchers. I keep going back and forth who I like better, but he's probably the guy that I'll end up with.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for me in this game, Garrett would be a value guy for me. I have 2 pitchers that I'm going to have everywhere on every site, on every type of competition, and I've got a reasoning why. So it's 2 pitchers, 1,000,000% owned for me. But
Do
Garrett would
tell.
be the third cheap option
Okay.
if I was to go to one.
All
I
right.
do think, it's been a thing all year. The Brewers have not hit lefties really well, but Garrett is a youngster that can struggle at times. So,
Yeah.
little scary of a play, but certainly not, I think, a real difficult one to make if you want to buy down on pitching, because he can strike out a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And we know the Brewers struggle against
Brewers
lefties.
strike out a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
All right.
Marlins, the only bat for the Marlins that stands out for me is Dela Cruz. Man, has he been hot. He's Brian Dela Cruz has been really hitting the ball well. He's a decent one-off play that you can get cheap. But other than that, you don't trust the Marlins bats, in my opinion, at all. On the Brewers side, there are some guys I'm tempted to go after. McCutchen, if he's leading off, is always, a danger. He's the kind of guy that certainly can go deep. Adames is expensive. Don't want to go Yelich lefty on lefty in particular. If you want to try to go, I know Crash always plays Brousseau against lefties. He thinks he's a solid play. So, he could be a cheap way to go if you're looking for a bat there. But again, this game is not going to be one of the key games for me at all.
Yeah. I'm totally with you. Maybe a one-off.
Yep. All right. Now we go to those 4 later games. 9:38, Oakland A's at the LA Angels. So all 4 of these games are on all 3 sites in their main builds here at the end. And it's the Athletics at the Angels, total of 7, 79 warm degrees in LA, slight breeze blowing out to left, 5 to 6 miles an hour. So not much of a wind there. It's Cole Irvin, the lefty, 7.8K for the A's, and Shohei at 10.5 for the Los Angeles Angels. Are you going to be on the Shohei bandwagon tonight?
Man, this has been what I've been struggling with all day. The I have not. It's funny. I've not done well with Shohei this year. I seem to sort
Okay.
of not be picking him right.
On the right
Um,
days. Yeah.
exactly. And part of me thinks, hey, not many games, not many. This might be his last start of the year. I guess maybe he's got one more,
I think
but
one more after this one.
one
Yeah.
more. So maybe he's given it everything. But Oakland doesn't strike out as much as some other teams. And I think strikeouts are where you really can score big with Shohei. And I'm not sure how much they stretch him out because they're not going after anything. And,
Right.
you don't want to risk, he's sort of injury prone. You don't want to risk that. So this is part of my thinking of not going after the big guns tonight because of how, neither of them, talking about Rodon and Ohtani,
Yeah.
have anything to really be playing for. And they're so expensive.
They are.
So right now, the way I'm looking at my builds, I'm actually fading. I'm actually not playing Ohtani.
You're courageous, Deb. That I will give you. Courageous for sure. Well, let's go back to the numbers. So I have some numbers to back up what I'm going to share here.
And you've been known to change my mind, Coach. So,
Well, maybe in some of them anyway, right? And you can hold true to that. All right.
Exactly.
So let's look at these pitching numbers on DraftKings. You have 67% ownership projection on Carlos Rodon and 61% on Shohei. So those two are chalk central. John Gray at 21, Manaea at 20, Haney 14, Gonzalez 11, Feltner 5, and poor old Cole Irvin 1. That was on Fanduel, right? Is that what I said? Or did I say DraftKings?
Yeah.
Which one did I do? I did DraftKings.
DraftKings. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fanduel, it's Rodon 43, Ohtani 40. And then the third pitcher is John Gray at 7.
Don't you
That's
love that?
what you call chalk.
Well, that's why as a GPP, for my GPP lineups, it makes more sense, right?
Yeah. Manaea's 5, Gonzalez is 4, and then Haney, Feltner, and Irvin are 1.
Oops.
So it's unreal. And then we talked a little bit about Yahoo already, but again, Ohtani and Rodon 1-2 at 61 and 47. But decent ownership for Manaea, Springs, and Gray at 24, 23, and 14. So a little bit more on Yahoo. But here's my scenario here. I think this is the easiest pitching slate of the year for me. I looked at 58 different ways to try to maneuver things around here, and I cannot get away from Shohei and Rodon. I'm just plugging them in. I'm just playing them everywhere and everything. I'm going to eat the chalk, and you guys know that watch me every day. I am not a monster chalk player by any stretch. So for me to go to 2 dead chalk pitchers like this, I just don't think it makes any sense to chase those points, even if they don't go super deep. Let's say they both pitch 6 innings. I don't think anybody else is going to touch that number. I think those two are just going to dominate. And, I don't want to have to chase up and try to make up 20, 30 points from pitching. That's a couple of home runs extra that you're going to have to hit. So in my opinion, it's chalk city. I get it. Go ahead, rub my face in that white line on the side of the soccer field, like Boy from Cali posts all the time. But I just think I got to go there, Deb. I just have to. And I it's pretty simple. I mean, I could read 100 stats to you about these guys and their opponents and everything else, but they're all going to be just redundant in the fact that they're the 2 best plays on the slate.
And I do agree. I mean, particularly as a cash player, even in these single entries. But I'm trying to look for a little bit of an edge in the GPPs. And I just feel as though with the ownership, the ownership is so consolidated that, kind of, and the, not only is the ownership so consolidated, but the price differential is so tremendous
It is.
that, maybe you can shave off a little bit and get some of the bigger bats. So I think it'll be really, really interesting. I would encourage our members to take a look at both single entry and GPP tonight for different approaches to it, for sure.
I agree. And you know what? You're providing GPP lineups tonight for our members. And I think it's very wise to fade one of those guys and go with whoever you're going to share with us as a GPP play, because that's probably going to be needed for some differentiation. So I admire that. I don't know if I'd have the courage to fade both, but if you do, hey, more power to you. We've seen guys in the weirdest situations get hit. I keep always talking about DeGrom against the A's the other day. And nothing is for sure in baseball. That's for sure.
What's your take between the two of them? Who do you prefer?
I slightly prefer Shohei.
Yeah.
I just like the matchup
I'm with you on
bit
that.
better.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bit better. I want to say hello to some other people that have jumped in here. Let's see here. I don't know if I said hello to Myron, JT, Chris Thompson. What's up, man? Aaron Sampson. DePrince is in. He's late, but we're going to let him in anyway because we love him. My man, Lanny Job. What are you going to do, Lanny? We have Crash on vacation. You have nobody to pick on. So don't pick on me, Lanny. No ham and cheese sandwiches, buddy. Boy from Cali's back in. All right, man. What a night last night. I know Boy from Cali had a good night as well, but super close to a monstrosity night for Boy from Cali. So maybe it's tonight that he knocks it out. Bev, how are you doing? Great to see you in here as well. All right. So that's where we are so far. Let's hit the next one on the list. We're going to do a tickets giveaway here at some point today, too.
Cool.
Next one is Texas Rangers and Seattle Mariners at 9:40. It is only 7 for a total in Seattle, 3.42 implied for the Rangers, 3.58 for the Mariners. So almost even on that sense. John Gray, 8.5K against the lefty Marco Gonzalez, 6.5K for the Mariners. So I have a feeling this game may have your GPP pitcher in it, but that's just a guess.
You're so smart.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like this game a little bit. I do like Gray. I think Gray's been pitching well. I've actually done well with him in the past. I like him in this game. I think he's kind of that mid-range that I can squeeze in there and get a couple extra bats and, maybe pull off a big night from him. I also like some bats in this game.
Okay.
My home run call is in this game. Now,
all right.
This is the tough part, right? You never like to pick your home run call against your pitcher.
Yeah,
That being said, I do think that Gray handles the Seattle lineup up and down the lineup, but we're going to get a pop from Suarez.
Okay.
He's back
He's been hot.
He's been hot. He's back from the DL. I think it's his 3rd game back. He was red hot yesterday, but no home run. I think he knocks one out today. But Gray takes care of the rest of the lineup. And on the other side of things, I think Gonzalez is just, one of those, real average pitchers. The guy's already lost 15 games this year. And I think there's some bats in the lineup, and I want to go a little bit, and Texas is pretty low ownership. But I want to go, I don't want to go with the real obvious top of the order, Semien, Seager, low. I actually want to hit the middle of the lineup, get Garcia in there, who I also think is going to pop one out.
Did you see the ball he hit to center field yesterday? Oh my God. He hit a ball so hard. I thought it was out of the stadium and it was caught at the wall.
Is that right? The wind was
due then. Yeah.
He's due. Yeah. I think I think he I think he's ready. I think this guy, Josh Jung, has been starting to hit there in the middle of the lineup. Could be, under the radar screen. I haven't checked out his ownership, but I got to believe he's real low owned at this point. And then I like Jonah Heim. I've always liked him at catcher, so a good value play today. So
yeah, and he's got some pop for sure.
yeah.
Since you mentioned ownership stack wise, let's talk about that on this this slate. We talked about the pitching, so this evening slate on DraftKings stack wise, it looks like we've got San Fran number 1 at 22%, Texas 20, the Angels
Texas.
20, Seattle 16, the Dodgers 10, Oakland 5, San Diego 4, and Colorado 2.5. So those shocked me personally. I was very surprised at that. I was expecting a little bit different. On the FanDuel side, Milwaukee is number 1 at 23. Then San Francisco, which against Garrett. So San Francisco at 20, Angels 15, Seattle 11, Texas 9.5, Dodgers 9, Miami 8, Oakland 2.5, San Diego 2, and Colorado pretty unowned at 1. And then we'll finish out Yahoo. Angels 16, Milwaukee 16, San Fran 15, all bunched. Dodgers at 10, Miami at 9, and then everybody else 5 and below. So interesting stacks today. I usually can predict them fairly well, but I was way off today in which is a good thing. I don't want talk there. So that's for sure.
The Dodgers, like I said, are one of my favorite stacks. They're much lower than expected. And Texas, except for DraftKings, for some reason on DK, they're up there in the top tier. But on FanDuel and Yahoo, they're way down. So
yes,
yeah,
it is interesting. Tony A, how you doing, man? Thank you for jumping in. Nathan Feudy is asking, what's your site, coach? So I don't know if you're asking about our site here. It's DFS Coach Talk. You know that. You can get that dfscoachtalk.com. As far as the site that I crushed last night mainly was FanDuel, but I've had a lot of success in baseball this season on Yahoo. Did I say FanDuel last night? Yes. FanDuel, Yahoo, and DraftKings are 3 at play. So if you want to specify what your exact question was, I'll even be a little bit more specific to answer it. HR call for the night. I haven't gotten there yet, Joe. Mine's still coming. Did you give your HR call yet, Deb?
I did. Yeah, my HR call is Suarez.
Oh yeah, Suarez.
Because he was in the
got it.
Seattle game.
Absolutely. Okay, very good. All right. Let's see here. We went over stacks. Let's go to the Dodgers-Padres game. Speaking of the Dodgers, it is 74 degrees in San Diego. Beautiful night. No wind, 7.5 total. Split right down the middle, 3.75 for both sides. We've got Haney doing the majority with Gratterall starting, probably placement 1 or 2 innings. Those guys will be on the Dodgers side. Sean Manaea, the lefty, 7.1K on the Padres side. So, Deb, I'll beat you to the punch here since you're going to agree with me here. I love the Dodgers as well. Dodgers are my favorite stack tonight. My BVP call is in this game. My HR call is a Dodger. So I thought the Dodgers would be a top 2 stack tonight. I guess people think Sean Manaea is really good. He's not that good, Deb. He really isn't.
You know what? I thought about this. I think it's also because they're expensive, and a lot of people are going with Shote and Rodon. So I think they can't really afford a big Dodger stack.
I can. I mean, you can't take Betts and Trey Turner and Freeman with the 2 good pitchers, but you still can put a Dodger stack together.
Yeah.
And I just think the Dodgers are in for a great game here. I don't like Manaea. I don't think he goes deep. He's my fade pitcher today. And I feel very comfortable having 3 or 4 Dodgers minimum in my lineup. In fact, I am going to give you my BVP play of the day is right behind you, pointing my direction. Mr. Mookie Betts. I really like Mookie today. He's had a lot of success. Somehow I lost my screen there. Let me call that one back up so I can read his numbers. And my home run call is Trey Turner in this game. So
Nice. Okay.
I've got very seldom do I have both my home run call and my BVP call from the same side here. But I'm with you. I just think this is a great spot for them. And as far as what, let me see here, what he's done against them. Here we are. Okay. No, yeah. I cannot find that now. It's the things are so screwed up because of the 3 different slates. That's why it threw me out of there.
You're looking at Betts, how Betts is done. Yeah, I've got that right here.
Go ahead, read it off for me.
He is smashed against
Manaea.
Yeah, let's go here.
I don't know why
now it's missing on mine. You're right. It's not showing up because I think we have
it flipped it. It was on there earlier and it popped me out. So anyway, without having to go over those, it's pretty
I'll get it.
It says Manaea is not pitching today. What?
Oh, really? It changed?
No. Let's see if that changed. Maybe that's why they took it down. Somebody tell me I'm not having to rethink my whole slate here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm seeing Sean Manaea pitching for the Padres.
I'm going back to it.
Unless somebody has other news for me.
Wow.
Theo Simon Fitness. Oh, by the way, welcome, man. I think you're new to the mix. Steve Wilson will start in a bullpen game. Manaea not pitching today. Huh. Wow. Okay.
There's some news. Huh.
Well, that changes some things.
It does a little bit.
So it's a bullpen game with Steve Wilson starting.
Oh, man. They can't do this to us. We had our whole
I know. My Dodger stacks out the window. So let's take a look at what's going on here. I'm going to pull up some information. Yep, they just changed it. It's official.
Wow.
That has just happened. So he's a 4K pitcher that is not much to speak of. He's going to be a bullpen short guy, so not somebody you can roster.
Right.
That doesn't change the fact that I like the Dodgers hitters.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
the only thing that might change for me is, Mookie was, really had a great record against Manaea, which, does he not? Is he no? I still like him. May not be my BBP though, because I don't know what he is again. So, but other than that, I still really do like the Dodgers stack.
Yeah, and I think again, I'm paying up for the 2 pitchers, so in stacking some of these Dodgers. And I'm interested to see what the Dodgers official lineup is. Maybe they change a few things up as well. So I'm glad this came out, while we were doing the podcast, because it does change things for me. Instead of having 4 or 5 Dodgers, I might end up going back to 2 or 3 Dodgers and spreading that out a little bit into a few different spots. So let's see what that Dodgers lineup looks like. I do like situations like this when if they move a few bats around, you don't have to just go Betts, Freeman, Trey Turner. There's other, Taylor and Thompson, and there's a lot of really good bats in there that you can go to. So it's not really, it's a straight bullpen game. So we're not getting a big read on the new pitcher that's starting. He won't be in there very long. So I would say stay tuned. Great time to be a member and for me to read the ad read real quickly here. If you want to become a part of what we're doing, join us. Go to dfscoachtalk.com. We are going to be announcing, hopefully tomorrow, at worst, will be this weekend, our NBA package. The NBA season starts on October 16th. We have a package that runs all the way through the entire NBA season that ends April 9th. So we've got all kinds of stuff coming up there. We'd love to have you join us. Yeah.
That's how I first joined, Coach. I joined for the basketball season, as you know. NBA is my game. NBA is your game. We're going to crush it this season. It's going to be awesome.
We really are. I am so fired up for the NBA. I've been doing a lot of preparation already. Just, checking out all the moves, and there's a lot of changes in the league this year. A lot of teams, a lot of guys moved around. It's going to be fun. So we'll be announcing that. But if you want to come in for the weekend and just try us out first, we have a 3-day pass for $10. That's it. And if you come in today, you get today, Friday, Saturday. So you get our weekend PGA golf, all of our football for the Saturday, Friday, or no, actually tonight. You'd have to come in for Sunday to get all of our football lineups. And then, of course, we have baseball throughout the weekend. And baseball's wrapping up. We only got about a week left. So I'm with you,
Coach. That 3-day pass is like the best deal out there, particularly, this weekend with the NFL. I just think for those of you guys who are in the chat right now who aren't members, definitely the time to check it out. Coach has been hot. I've been getting some wins. It's definitely we got some great people in the Discord chat, putting thoughts out there, and it's a good time to join for sure.
It is. Definitely come and check us out. Cedric Bad, how you doing, man? Bad was a winner of a couple of tickets for the Millie Makers, so hopefully he's one of the guys that takes a big one down for us, and we can celebrate the victory there. If you join today for that 3-day pass, you would get today, tomorrow, and Saturday, so you wouldn't get Sunday. But guess what? We have a 5-day, which we always call out on Thursdays. The 5 days only $19. It's right there on our website. You would get today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. This way you get the Monday night game too. And that was designed specifically for football, for people to catch those. And just, you'll see, go to the members page, and that's one of the options. 5 days, $19. So we would love to have you, man. All right. So totally off stride here with that change with the Dodgers.
So let's go ahead and I know. So let's go ahead and recap, I guess, our picks for today, right? I think we're done.
Well, the problem is, right? we didn't do Colorado and San Francisco.
It's that game.
You don't want to skip that.
All right,
game
we don't want to skip that game. Let's no. Let's
considering I'm going to have one of the pitchers in this game in every lineup, so
that's why I want to skip it. That's my fade pitcher.
Oh boy, 9:45. Colorado Rockies, San Francisco Giants, 64 cool degrees in San Fran. Their swirly, whirly wind that they always have there. 7 is the total. A scant 2.67 implied for Colorado, and you're fading the poor guy. And it's 4.33 implied for the Giants. Feltner, 5.4K, and my man Carlos Rodon, 10.1K. Here we go. Carlos Rodon in all my lineups, except he's going to get edged out by Shohei for my number one pitcher on Fanduel. But as far as this game goes, I am no Colorado bats whatsoever. I like a few one-offs on the San Fran side, depending on what their lineup looks like. Possibility of a Yastrzemski or Flores, a Brandon Crawford. Not going to get too fancy. That stadium is impossible to hit in when it's cool and it's breezy. So do you have anything in this game that you're going to?
Well, see, that's the thing. So it is cool and breezy, not a hitting game. I'm fading Rodon just because of his price. I think he'll be solid. I don't think he's going to pitch long enough to really warrant the price tag. And, what's interesting is that on the other side, Ryan Feltner, who's not great, but has pitched okay, particularly away from Coors Field, is like half his price. So the question is, do I think I can get more than half as many points from him, as I can Rodon? And I think I think I can. I think he'll pitch just as long. And I think those bats are going to be cold on both sides of things. So
Wow, that is a contrarian take, Deb.
So that's my contrarian take of the day.
I will say this, though. You have a point with Rodon, because they pitched Webb the other day and they pulled him after 63 pitches and 5 innings of shutout ball. Will they do the same thing to Rodon? I don't know. But again, I went over this so many different times and I couldn't come up with a scenario where if I get 5 shutout innings from Rodon and 5 shutout innings from Ohtani, I still think they're going to be the best 2 pitchers.
I hear you.
So it's quirky like that tonight.
Yeah.
By the way, Ohtani is 10-5 on DraftKings, 11-1 on Fanduel, and 51 on Yahoo. So not cheap. Rodon 10-1 on DraftKings, 10-8 on Fanduel, and 53 on Yahoo. So again, there are a lot of cheap hitters, so you can make it work. But if you want to go elsewhere like Deb's going to, I wouldn't blame you.
Big GPP tonight, guys. Big GPP.
Yeah. And by the way, do you know that this who just joined us right now to say hello, it's Todd Lives for Sundays.
Nice.
After I said it wrong for 2 months, now I know that Todd lives for Sundays. David's saying Deb is nuts. David's saying you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Deb.
I am definitely cuckoo. GPP cuckoo. I'm not putting this in my single entry, but
and
GPP.
David means it in a kind way. He loves
Absolutely.
it. All right, review time. I'll give you mine. I'm going up to Ohtani and Rodon or bust. I don't care if it's chalk. You can call me Chalk Monster, whatever you want to call me, but I'm going with them today. I'm fading. I don't know who I'm fading. I was going to fade Manaea. So now I'm just fading every other pitcher other than those 2 guys. How's that sound?
All right. That sounds good.
And then I'm going with Betts and Trey Turner. Those were my BVP and HR calls against Manaea. I don't know if those are going to stick, guys. I'm so sorry. We never had a pitcher get yanked right in the middle of a pod. So I'm going to have a couple of Dodgers be my key bats. I think Trey Turner will still continue to be my home run call. I may switch off of Betts just because of the price, but we'll see how that rolls. And then my stacks are Dodgers. I like the Angels and Padres mini stacks to go with them. So what about you, Deb?
Yeah, so I'm going with Gray and Feltner. Again, going really.
Excuse me.
I think you're going to fire me after this.
Send a card over to Deb's house. We need some intervention.
If you guys don't see me next week, it's because Coach is giving me the axe for the.
Here's Deb, a former Coach.
What is she thinking? Right. No association. With her.
You will take down the world with that lineup.
Right. I am fading Rodon. I did have my BVP as Betts as well, so we'll see how that goes. I might take another look at that based on the pitching change. And my home run call is Mr. Eugenio Suarez, who will be the only player to get a hit against Gray. My stacks are the Dodgers, the Angels, and Texas.
Okay.
And what else we got? I guess I got I have my Boom and PrizePicks.
All right, let's do those. Now I looked up Boom earlier and they didn't have the numbers up.
Yeah, they finally got them up. It took a while.
Okay, so
I'll give mine while you're taking a look.
Go ahead and give me your Boom. You want to give me your Boom ones first?
Yeah, I'll give you the Boom. So for Boom, I've got Mr. Suarez at over a hit. So I believe he will get a hit today in that home run. And then I've got Braxton Garrett at over 16 pitching outs. I think he goes over 5.5.
I do like that call. I really do. All right. You want to give your PrizePick selections as well?
Sure.
You have those handy?
I do. Let's go over PrizePicks. Maybe not so handy. Let's see here.
The train's in town.
The train is going. All right, here we go.
It's going to the cuckoo factory.
Yeah. So my PrizePicks are It's Feltner and Rodon, less than half of a run allowed in the first inning. So kind of true to what I was saying about that ballpark right now. I think it's going to be low scoring tonight. So nobody's given up a run in the first inning. And Mr. Betts at a greater than 7.5 hitter fantasy score.
Yes. PrizePicks, Mr. Betts over 7.5 is one of my two as well. So we agree there on PrizePicks. And then I have Ohtani over 42.5 fantasy score. I do think he goes deep enough. I think I'm gonna say Ohtani goes 7 innings tonight.
Okay.
And I think that's all he needs for like 9 strikeouts and just get it done. Go out. You know, he's not going to beat Aaron Judge for MVP. Let's just face it. But
right.
He might get unanimous second choice because there's nobody within shouting distance of those two dudes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But so those are my picks on PrizePicks. And then on Boom, I'm going to go with Carlos Rodon under 1.5 earned runs. And I'm going to go with Ohtani over 18.5 pitching outs. Because like I say, I think he goes 7 there and gets me to that number. As Boy from Cali said, we'd really appreciate it here on YouTube if you give us a quick thumbs up. That means a lot to us. Hit that subscribe button. Click the alert in the upper corner so you know when any of our podcasts post. I'll be at regular time tomorrow at 3:45, which is our set time that we're going to do most of our MLB and then NBA podcasts. Tonight at 6:50, Steven and I are on for football, so you want to catch that one. And then this weekend we'll be on a couple of times as well. So set that alert so you know when any of our podcasts post. If you're watching this live on Twitter, hit the like and retweet. We'd really appreciate that as you get the word out. If you want to do any super chats, if you had one of the big wins last night where you took something down on Fanduel and you want to throw something into the kitty, we'd love for you to do that. We don't keep that. That goes all 100% of it to charity, and our charity, which only has 2 more days, today, tomorrow, and Saturday, is Operation Hope, which is selected by David Dulac for this month. So please feel free to throw something into the pot. All right. Now, that is everything. PrizePicks. Boom. We've got all our picks. And this is going to be a fun night. Now I'm fired up. I am going to, whatever GPP lineup you post, I'm going to play it as well. Just because it's going to be, I want a piece of that pie because it's not going to be split up that much.
It's going to be crazy.
Yep. All right. The last thing I have to do is give away these tickets. So Lanuka's in there. Great to see you with us today. All right. Ty Johnson, how are you, man? Great to see you. All right. I'm going to push the button, and this is the person that's going to win 2 Millie Maker tickets for Sunday. Once I call your name, so you don't forget, jump on Twitter, DM us at DFS Coach Talk with your PayPal email, and I'll send that to you within a matter of minutes. The winner is Aaron Sampson. Aaron Sampson is the winner of the 2 Millie Maker tickets. So congratulations, Aaron. Twitter at DFS Coach Talk, and we'll get those to you guys. So
congrats.
Great job, Deb. Man, that was exciting today. I love your takes. We have that curveball from the switch of the pitcher. So a couple of adjustments there. Now, don't forget, weird times today. So 6:10 is the first lock of the 3 being Yahoo. So we will put all of our lineups up at 5:45 for members. You'll get the 7-person core build for DraftKings, full lineups for Fanduel and Yahoo. Come and join us at DFS Coach Talk. We'd love to have you. Deb, thank you for jumping in on this Thursday. It's terrific to have you join. And
fun pod, fun audience.
Yes, good group. A lot of chatter in here. And definitely catch our podcast tonight, the football one with Steven, which you were going to sub in for me, but now you got a reprieve because I didn't
let me off the hook.
Yeah,
I was nervous.
Oh, you're a natural. Absolutely. All right. I think that's it. It is going to
Awesome.
be a great Miami-Cincinnati game tonight, too. That is an
Oh yeah,
exciting game. Can't
high
wait to
scoring
get
game.
Steven's take on that one for sure. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hopefully my voice hangs in for the football pod tonight. And then make sure you join me tomorrow at 3:45 so we can get a giant Friday night slate together, too. Deb, thanks
Fantastic.
again. Congratulations on winning tonight in advance, because I know you're
It's
going to do it.
happening.
I feel it.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, everybody. And certainly join in later tonight. And then you can catch me again tomorrow. And I'll be looking to crush it in MLB DFS, Prize Picks, and Boom Fantasy.